Let's talk about your career a little bit. You were a journalism major. What led you to Wall Street in the first place?
They gave me a job.
Oh, really?
Right. So when I was coming out of school, college, 1987, I'm not actually sure the story is correct, but this is a story in my mind, okay? So this is the one I'm telling. I think I got a job writing obituaries for a newspaper, and I got a job at Solomon, Goldman. I was talking to Goldman, and $12,000 versus $31,000, Florida versus New York. And I called my dad and I said, I'm talking to Solomon and Goldman, what do you think? And his answer was, definitely go to Solomon. I said, okay, great, why? He said, I've never heard of Goldman Sachs before, since he's a lawyer in Charleston. So I went to New York with the idea that I would spend 2 years on Wall Street and then come back and be a business journalist in the South, which that plan did not work. I really never, ever had a plan. I mean, in fact, if I'd had a plan, well, I did have some plans, they just didn't work out. I was going to go back into journalism. I wanted to work in magazine publishing. I worked at Time magazine for a summer in the business office, did not get a job, devastated. Was given a job offer at Disney, but it was in LA. Oh, I was pregnant. And I was 29 years and 10 months, which at the time seemed super old, with an infant, married, unemployed. And I thought, that's it. I went to college on a scholarship. I've let them down. I went to business school. I got in debt. I've let myself down. I'm done. And I was standing there one day. I was actually eating a pear in my kitchen. I remember like it was yesterday. And it was like a crack of lightning came through the window. And it was, I should be an equity research analyst, which happens to many young ladies.
Really?
Right. Boom. I should be an equity research analyst. And damn it, if I didn't know it right then, this is what I'm supposed to be. And it was a little bit of the journalism background, but the modeling and the analytics from investment banking, not as much of that team structure, which was a little bit challenging for a new mom, but more independence and an individual contributor. And from that point on, it was really just a matter of execution and how to get there. And so what I've learned, back to the theme, for me, it's about constant learning, constant, I don't want to say movement, but a certain forward movement and energy.
So when you have, you go to Elevate events, people come to New York, you're traveling around the country. When they say, Sallie, what should I do with my career?
Still to this day, a correlation between hard work and success. But you got to take care of yourself. I only started to run during the financial crisis because I had to get away, and I always had my best ideas when I let my brain rest in between periods of intense work. You got to love what you're doing, and those things really go together. And you have to take risks. And look, that can be difficult, or could be difficult in a Wall Street career. I remember thinking, on Wall Street you can make quite a bit of money by staying in the pack. Right? You don't have to take a lot of risks. You can stay in the pack. Well, hold on, maybe I don't want to be in the pack. Well, that means, I can take some risk, I could shoot ahead, or I could get fired, and it can be that, yes or no. For me, I was willing to take the risk. Other people aren't. So I think the combination of that and love what you do.